Hey, what is up guys, Joseph here for my review for Game of Thrones Season 6 Episode 2 titled Home. Now I apologize, I did not do my review for last week's premiere of Game of Thrones. Just do a little quick recap. The main thing that happened was the reveal that Melisandre is an old woman. That scene alone is it reminded me a little of The Shining. You guys know I love The Shining, and there's a scene in that movie where Jack Nicholson goes into room 237. He encounters a naked woman out in the bathtub, and she walks out. They start kissing and everything, and it's revealed he looks in a mirror and he realizes that the woman he is making out with is not a young, attractive woman. It's an old, decaying, dead grandma. That's kind of what the scene reminded me of anyways. But as for this week, as always, if you haven't seen the episode, get out, go watch it, come back, whatever, because there are spoilers. We all were pretty sure that Jon Snow was going to be resurrected. I didn't know when, but I was pretty sure it was going to happen by the end of this season. I didn't really think it was going to happen this early, but as you can tell, Jon Snow is resurrected in this episode. At the very end, exactly the way I thought it was going to be. Opens his eyes at the end credits. Melisandre's resurrected him, and with Arya, she's still getting her butt whooped by that woman. I don't even know her name. And she ends up in this episode with claiming that she is no one. And she goes with the Faceless Assassin to resume, well, not really resume, but to begin her training. I honestly don't know what they're doing. That's one, I think that's really the only storyline. And before, I haven't read the books. I know they've passed where the books are, but I've heard there are some storylines that haven't been adapted to the television series. I haven't read the books. I don't know what happens in the books. I don't know anything about them. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Arya. Oh, I'm curious to find out, but that's really all that's happening with her. For the first time, I'm actually curious what they're doing with Bran. Before this, I had no interest in Bran at all. He could die, and I wouldn't really care. But with him having those visions of the past, I should say, with his young dad and uncle were kids. Speaking of that, I have a theory. I doubt this will become reality, but again, I haven't read the book, so I don't know why. I don't know if they've revealed why he is that way, but I'm beginning. Hodor is kind of like Reek. Well, Theon / Reek, where Theon was tortured until he became Reek. It's revealed that Hodor wasn't named Hodor by birth. It was Willis, I believe is his name. What if, and again, this is far-fetched, I don't know, I'm probably going to be the only one who thinks this. What if Ned Stark went through a dark time and he ended up, something went wrong and he tortured Willis and made him turn into Hodor? I'm not saying that's going to be true. I honestly don't think they will. Like I said, I don't know if that's true, but I'm curious to find out why Hodor is like the way he is. Because it's revealed that he wasn't named Hodor. He could talk other words besides Hodor. I'm thinking he was tortured. Maybe not by Ned, maybe by someone else, but I think he was tortured by someone, and could be wrong. I could be shooting into the dark. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully by the end of the season, because I'm curious why he is that way. I don't know. With this show, there is not much you can predict. There is only one thing I predicted that's come true. That I can remember. There's only one thing I predicted that came true, and everybody knew knew he was coming back was Jon Snow being resurrected. That's the only thing I've been right about. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Game of Thrones, for those of you who don't watch it, if you want an unpredictable TV series to watch, Game of Thrones is your best bet. Nobody's safe. In some ways, I like Game of Thrones better than Walking Dead. In some ways, I like Walking Dead better than Game of Thrones. I might end up doing what's better, Game of Thrones or Walking Dead. That's going to be a tough video to do. And last but not least, there is a confrontation between Jaime Lannister and the High Sparrow, with Jaime, the end of it was Jaime threatening the High Sparrow and the High Sparrow's henchmen, because I want to say they have a name, but I can't think of it right now. Surround Jaime, and High Sparrow tells him, you kill me, they're gonna kill you, basically. Jaime stands down, and they're building the tension between the inevitable conflict that's going to happen sometime this season. But overall, this episode, great. But yeah, that's it for my review. Overall, like I said, I love this episode. It's just getting back into the groove. With that cliffhanger with Jon Snow's eyes opening and him breathing, it's gonna be a roller coaster of a ride from here. And I can't see any. And watch, I say this, and next week is gonna be a boring episode. It's the way it always works. I can't see a bad episode this season, or I should say boring episode for me. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like me on Facebook at JMash97. Follow me on Twitter, JMash97. As always, links in the description below. Mash out.